Slobberknocker, smirk, kayfabe, Vince McMahon high on new star backstage. Because of its carny roots, professional wrestling has its own language to protect its secrets from the public, but some are so catchy they move into the mainstream. So congratulations, Rockford Dwayne Johnson, because the word jabroni has just been officially added to dictionary.com. And next to it is a picture of lukewarm Luke Owen. While The Rock took credit for making jabroni part of popular culture, he revealed it was actually the Iron Sheik who made it famous in our wild wrestling locker rooms. Ah yes, noted wordsmith, the Iron Sheik. On to our top story today. Two new reports hint that WWE might already be as tired of Meh-tribution invasion angles as we all are. The vague gang of masked mischief makers first appeared on WWE TV at the start of August, where they've since committed such dastardly acts as turning the lights on and off, making Raw go to a commercial break, and scribbling on the walls. They've terrorized both Raw and SmackDown so far, leaving NXT and main roster pay-per-views conveniently untouched. And now their influence is going to become even more restricted. Despite doing the most damage to SmackDown since their debut, routinely attacking its wrestlers and once chainsawing the ropes, Post Wrestling is reporting that Retribution is expected to only appear on Raw moving forward, because nothing says force of chaos like brand exclusivity. This presumably rules out Roman Reigns as Meh-tribution's secret leader, with fans speculating they've only attacked shows he hasn't been on. But by that reasoning, Mojo Rawley is also Meh-tribution's secret leader. And going by this week's Raw replay on Hulu, Meh-tribution aren't even a priority on Monday nights either. Every week, the streaming service Hulu airs a 90-minute version of the show, cutting out around 35 minutes. And one of the segments that failed to make the cut was Meh-tribution attacking the Street Profits versus Angel Garza and Andrade match. This is likely an editorial decision by WWE. 2 years ago, fans complained to Hulu that their version of Raw didn't include the woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt final deletion main event, prompting Hulu to reply they don't make any edits on our end and that they just post the cut WWE sends to them. In the space of a month, Meh-tribution has gone from invading both brands every episode to only appearing on Raw and being left off the abridged version WWE sends to Hulu. They also still don't have a proper storyline or any revealed characters. What do you think WWE are doing with Meh-tribution? Let me know in the comments down below, where I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere, calling any of you who say lukewarm Luke Owens "can I get a yes please" catchphrase jabronis. You jabronis, the lot of you. Hey, but you guys watching at home, did you know that about 30% of you watching right now aren't subscribed to WrestleTalk? I do, because I check the analytics. So give us a subscribe right now and enable notifications to always on for daily wrestling news videos, podcast reviews of all the major wrestling shows, predictions, Adam Blompier's lists, and this Saturday, All Out 2 live reactions with me, Mr. Davis, versus lukewarm Luke Owen to crown the inaugural WrestleTalk Jam That Champion, where if Luke doesn't win, he really does lose his job. Thanks for your support on Patreon, Crafty Blake Carpenman and Wonderwall Brian Gallagher. The IIconics have been together in NXT since 2015, getting called up to the main roster in 2018, where they won the Women's Tag Championships at last year's WrestleMania. But on Monday's Raw, they were unceremoniously broken up, and Dave Meltzer has revealed why. Apparently, Vince McMahon said back in July that he saw Bianca Belair and Peyton Royce as singles stars, which PW Insider later confirmed, reporting, "I was told by several people that Peyton Royce is earmarked for a singles push." It's a heartbreaking move to make, as the two have been best friends since high school in real life. They both wrote emotional Instagram posts, with Billy writing that having Royce taken away from her is extremely scary, while Peyton more optimistically mourned, "I'm so sad, but I realise there is a silver lining. I believe everything happens as it is supposed to," potentially indicating WWE has plans for one of them more than the other. And the IIconics haven't been the only ones breaking up as of late, as Renee Young quit WWE last month, and she's now revealed in an interview all the reasons why. In an interview with the Sports Illustrated Media podcast, Young talked about a number of issues that built up to her deciding to leave WWE. First was her publicly revealing she had tested positive for COVID in June, which she said was not well received by WWE, who apparently wanted to be given a heads up as it was bad PR. It was reported at the time that while individual wrestlers and talent reached out privately to see if Renee was okay, the company itself didn't, which Young confirmed, admitting she felt a little slighted. "I didn't really feel like anyone was all that concerned that I got sick. That bothered me for sure." She added that she was shocked when WWE decided to keep producing shows during the full lockdown months of March and April. Apparently, it was the coronavirus situation and WWE Backstage getting cancelled that finally made up her mind to leave though. Realizing of the company, "I'm not really doing anything anymore, and my skill set of being a host, there's just nowhere for me to do it anymore." Initially, she was planning on reprising her role as the returning Talking Smack's host, but without her original co-presenter Daniel Bryan or the also recently departed Vice President of TV production Mike Manzarek, she felt it was taking steps backward. Renee also admitted to finding WWE's handling of her husband, Jon Moxley, a little bit difficult too, which involved almost pretending he didn't exist. She said don't expect her in AEW when her 90-day non-compete expires, but praised everything that they're doing there is great. Renee Young wins the Impact World Championship confirmed. Oh, no, right, sorry, Eric Young. I was meant to say Eric Young there, because that also happened last night. After making his Impact return at July's Slammiversary, super heel EY beat Eddie Edwards to win the Impact World Championship. It's a great turnaround for the former Sanity leader in NXT, who was barely used on TV following his main roster call-up in WWE. Tenille Dashwood, the former Emma in WWE, also returned to Impact last night, setting up a Knockouts Championship feud with Deonna Purrazzo. That's Kylie Rae, Purrazzo, and now Dashwood, who have all decided to join Impact instead of AEW. EY's was the only major championship change last night though, because in a rare successful title defense, Vacant emerged from NXT's 4-way 60-minute Iron Men match with Adam Cole and Finn Balor tied on pins. They'll fight each other next week to decide the new champion. Laurie Blake and Adam Blompier will have a live stream podcast review of that huge NXT episode today, which includes the original scrapped plans for the finish, so subscribe and enable notifications to always on to know when that goes live. Now here's everything else happening in wrestling. Brock Lesnar's WWE contract expired recently, meaning he is currently a free agent. And in a series of stories that I'm sure is in no way to leverage WWE for more money, people are talking about a potential return to MMA for him. Bellator president Scott Coker wants to book Lesnar against Fedor, and former UFC light heavyweight champion John Jones, who is going to be upping his weight class, has also called out Brock. Gary Cassidy of Sportskeeda has reported that Keith Lee is very well liked backstage in WWE, and his rise to the top is planned to be big but steady, like your mum. The company is expected to tweak his ring attire and music after everyone said it's currently rubbish. Keith and the Thunderdome refresh seem to be behind turning WWE's disastrous ratings around. Monday's episode drew 1.9 million viewers, which was down from SummerSlam's post-show, but up massively on the Performance Center era. And lastly today, a reminder that despite the world ending right now, wrestling is still awesome. Following a tornado hitting his home on August 18th, NXT fan Matthew Bean called his friends turned family to help with the cleanup. He was part of NXT superfan group NXT United, who attended NXT shows every week prior to lockdown. The group, who hadn't seen each other since lockdown began, jumped to his aid and pitched in. But it wasn't just the fans helping. As John Alba reported, WWE themselves provided food, water, gloves, and other resources to help the cleanup effort. AEW then caught wind of the story and invited the members of NXT United to a Dynamite show to honor their work and allow them to watch wrestling together again. For all the tribalism every Wednesday night, it's good to remember that sometimes things are more important than wrestling. But not lukewarm Luke Owen, I hate him. A shocked WWE roster member has quit. Press the video to the right to find out who and why, and set your reminder for Laurie and Adam's NXT review by pressing the video below that. Subscribe here for daily wrestling news videos. I'm watching you 30%. I've been Mr. Davis. Jam the jam.